Hello Year 2s and welcome to our final remote learning lesson for maths. Today we're going to be looking at data handling. For today's lesson you're going to want a pencil, either your maths book or some paper, a ruler and some colour pens or pencils. So to start with, I have a question for you. What is data handling? Have a chat with your grown-ups, see if you might be able to work it out with the clues on the screen. That's right, data handling is all about information, and it's how we store that information and make it easy to read. So we might put it into charts, tables and graphs. You might have seen these in books or on television, especially recently. Sometimes they're on the internet and on newspapers. So there's lots of different ways that we can represent data and make it easy to read. To begin with, we're going to remind ourselves about tally charts. Now, I've already drawn my tally chart to represent this data that you can see on the screen. So we've got lots of popular fruits and vegetables, but at the moment it's quite hard to see how many there are of each. So we're going to put it into a chart. Every chart needs a title, so I've got my title here, and then you want to create your chart using your ruler. Make sure you've labelled each part of your chart. So here I've got fruit and veg, and I've made sure I've written the names in of all the fruits and vegetables in that picture. This is where I'm going to be drawing my tally and then adding up the total. So to begin with, I want to see how many bananas there are. So I can cross these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm going to make the tally. 1, 2. That represents 2, 3, 4. Then we go across to make 5. So we can see that that's an easy 5. Then we create a new one, 6, 7. So my total is 7 bananas. Now I need to do my tomatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4 tomatoes. So 4 would be 4 lines. Now pears, 1, 2, 3, 4, or already I can see that pears are just as popular as tomatoes. Carrots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember the trick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I normally call that a gate, shut the gate. And apples, 1, 2. There's definitely no more there. 1, 2. Oh, I forgot to put how many carrots I had, so my total was 5. So from this information, I can see which is the most popular, which is the least popular. I could add up the total as well and see how many fruits there are altogether. We're going to move on into how to represent this data in a pictogram next. So now I'm going to move my tally chart into a pictogram. Sometimes a pictogram is an even easier way of reading it, but it's always useful to create your tally first. So again, I have now drawn out a different kind of chart for you. And you might want to do this too. I've labelled it pictogram to show popular fruit and vegetables. These are called axes, and I've labelled these with the numbers. Now I know it doesn't go above 9, so that's the top number I've got to. And then I've drawn the pictures. You could write the words if you wanted to of the fruits and vegetables that are in our data. And I've also included a key. Each circle, so this is my picture, is going to represent one piece of fruit or vegetable. So now I need to plot it on. So here I've got bananas, and I can see that there were 7 bananas. So I'm going to draw my 7 bananas on. 5, 6, 7. So now I can see that there are 7 bananas. And my tomatoes, I had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pears I had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Carrots 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 apples. 1, 2. Now I've drawn it in circles, but you could draw the pictures that amount of times too. Here's a challenge for you. Can you draw a tally chart and a pictograph or pictogram for this data. Make sure you include a title and the labels. You're going to want to pause the video here so you can see the picture in front of you. So here's another challenge. This time we're going to be looking specifically at the keys. Over here you'll see my key, and it's representing each book, the picture of the book, as 5 books. So the information I have so far is that I know it's how many people have read books in each particular class. I can see that there are 6 classes. The tally chart is complete, but the pictogram isn't, and this is what you need to finish. As you can see, I've started drawing the pictogram out again so that I can finish it, making sure that I've still got the key. So if I was to count each book, I know that that's representing 5. So for example, class 4 have read 5, 10, 15 books. So now I need to look at class 5. I'll highlight class 5 for you. Find my highlighter. So here's class 5, and we need to count in 5s. Remember that gate. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it represents that class 5 have read 20 books. That means if I think about my times tables, I need 5, 10, 15, 20, 4 book pictures to represent that total. So now I'm just drawing my 4 books in to finish my pictogram. And now I'm going to have a look at class 6. So there's class 6, and they've got 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. So that means I need 3 books to represent how many they read. What can you tell me about this information? Which class read the most books? Which class read the least books? Here's another challenge for you. Can you create a pictogram to show the data on this tally chart? Year 2, sell cakes at a bake sale. The tally chart shows the data. So you can see how many of each flavour cake they've made, and I want you to draw a pictogram or a pictograph to show that. Remember, pictogram and pictograph are the same thing. Good luck! With the questions I added at the end of that challenge, you had to interpret data. So interpreting data means when you answer questions about the data you've got shown in front of you. So for example here, I've got a pictogram showing class 5's favourite t-shirts, and I can see that they are by colour. Each t-shirt, the picture, represents one t-shirt if I look at the key. So I can see very clearly which colours are liked by this class. Then I have some questions that I need to answer, and you can write these down. So which is the most popular colour t-shirt? And here is where I need to actually physically count each one to make sure. Sometimes you can just glance at it being able to count it quickly. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue shirts. And if I look really carefully down my table, I can see that 8 is actually the biggest amount of shirts there. I can quickly count them again if I wanted to check, but I can say quite safely that blue t-shirts are the most popular. And I've just written my answer down to remind me. Can you have a go at the other questions to interpret the data on this pictogram? Sometimes you might have to do some problem solving and explain your answer. So here is a problem for you. Here is a pictogram. It shows you some different colour sweets. Ava has said the most popular colour sweet is green. Do you agree with Ava? Explain why and correct any mistakes. I want you to pause the video here and have a go, and then you can carry on watching to see how I would solve it. So for me to solve this, I would, first of all, I'd draw this table out because I haven't got it in front of me. So in my maths book, I've very quickly drawn the pictogram, and I'm going to fit in the colours. So blue, I can see that she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 blue sweets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All my pictograms are a bit too small, so I just need to extend this line like that. And now I'm going to have a look at the red sweets. I can see 2, 4, 6, so I can count in twos to make that quicker. 2, 4, 6. I'm happy with that. And I can quickly see that there are 3 yellow ones without counting those. But now I've noticed a mistake on the green sweets. I can see that she hasn't placed them in the correct part of the pictogram, which is why it's making it harder for her to read them. And I also think this is why she thinks that there are more green, because it's gone past how many blue sweets there were. So let's look carefully. I think before I do this, I need to count them. So I'm going to get my pencil out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can say I disagree with Ava because she had plotted her pictogram wrong and she needed to put the green sweets at the beginning to accurately count them. How did you do? That's the end of today's maths lesson on data handling. There were lots of little challenges for you to do within this video, so you might want to stop here. But if you want to keep challenging yourself, I have put some things on our website for you to do. You can print off some interpreting data pictograms. So the pictograms are finished for you and you need to answer the questions. Or you can complete the tally chart and then create a pictogram to show the data that is on it. Enjoy it, have fun, and I'll see you all soon.